princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Etude House Heart Blossom Play Colour Eyes. I have mine in the shade number 4, I think, yes, which is called Dry Blossom. I decided to only pick up one of these shades because they were quite expensive. On Yesta we're listing them at about 30 New Zealand dollars each. So I didn't want to buy all of them because it did seem quite wasteful and I do struggle to get through enough eyeshadows as it is. But I did want to pick up Dry Blossom particularly because I really liked the shades that were in there. They're all of those like really cool toned sort of pinks, more brown than anything else as well. Sorry, that's got the plastic thing on it because it's so cute. It's a little shiny, but it's like pinky browns, which I thought was really pretty. It is not what I'm wearing at the moment. This eyeshadow palette is from Stylelander and it is very pink. So for this shadow palette, the product description says, a 6-color eyeshadow palette includes a great combination of glitter, shimmer, matte eyeshadows inspired by the colors of spring. This Heart Blossom collection includes 4 types of eyeshadow palette for a romantic look. These highly pigmented shades range from soft neutrals to pops of bold, bright pink that is suitable for everyday wear. The jelly type texture of glitter eyeshadows are glowing and shiny looking. I particularly enjoy the packaging of this product. Of course, I really like the Sakura themed packaging normally every single year. This one has a really pretty sort of mauvey pink outer and I really like the Heart Blossom logo on the front. It has a gigantic mirror on the inside, which I very much appreciate, especially because I don't know, I just feel like it looks really nice without the see-through top. And then there is a small space for an eyeshadow applicator that I will never use, but it is helpful that it's there. There's 6 colours in this eyeshadow palette and they do have a nice variety of mattes, shimmers and very glittery glitters. The first shade is called Dried Petals, which is a really pretty pinky brown. This one works well as a crease colour. It's a little bit more pigmented than I would like, but I can still make it work. Night Blossom is a really pretty sheer glitter. This one has a clear base and is just a pinky pearl glitter over top, which is really nice. Warm and Cozy Hands is my favourite transition shade. It's a really pretty cool toned brown and it's a lot lighter than the other one, which makes it a lot easier for me personally to use. Then we have Late Spring, which is the most beautiful brown shimmer. This one has kind of a pink and pearl reflect as well, so it matches really well with the rest of the palette. Falling For You is not a shade that I wear a lot, but it is a really pretty sparkly burgundy. I have worn it a few times with this palette and I actually did really like how it looked. However, it's not one that I gravitate towards that much out of the palette. And the final shade is called Walk With Me, which is a really stunning brown shimmer. It's a really nice cool toned brown and I think that it just goes so well with everything in the palette. So surprisingly, I did get quite a lot of use out of this one. I created this look in my most recent Get Ready With Me, and to do that I used the colour Warm and Cozy Hands all over the lid, mostly focused on my crease and then also the outside of the lower lash line. Then I used Late Spring, which is a glittery brown all over the middle part of my eyelid, and then Walk With Me, which is the darker glittery brown on the other side in the outer third to outer half of the eyelid. So for this look I used Dried Petals in the crease. This is a little dark for me personally, I prefer Warm and Cozy Hands. Then I used Night Blossom on the inner half and Falling For You on the outer half. I actually quite like the way that this one looks. I didn't think I would like Falling For You that much, but I am wearing sort of like burgundy today and I think it looks really pretty. I wanted to do something a little bit more subtle and a little bit more like what I would wear every day. So this is Warm and Cozy Hands through the crease with Night Blossom all over the lid. So this is pretty much like an everyday-ish makeup look for me. I do like sparkles and not very much pigment, so I really enjoy this. I have really enjoyed using this eyeshadow palette over the last couple of weeks and it has definitely been one that I've been gravitating towards. A lot of the other eyeshadow palettes that I have been reviewing are not my usual cup of tea, like the Stylelander Beach Muse is a lot more peachy pink than I would like. There was the Coral palette from Hamish, which again was more corals, and I really, you know, I like browns and I like pinks, so this was very easy for me to use. But it is a lot like a lot of the other palettes that I have, so especially like the Lily Bay Red palette that is really similar to this as well. Also if you have the Naked 3 palette, very similar. So I think that I really enjoyed using it because it's like the other eyeshadows that I already have, which is fine, you know, there's nothing wrong with that as well. I did find the quality of the eyeshadows to be fine. The only one that I had a little bit of trouble with was the shadow in the middle, which is called Night Blossom. It is the very glittery glitter in here, that one. I found that that one really was just such a sheer glitter that it didn't really have any underlying pigment or anything like that. It was really just a glitter topper. But that was the only one that I had any sort of, and I wouldn't even say I had issues with it. It just didn't perform the way that I expected it to, which was to be like more of a beige tone with pigmentation underneath with a glitter on top like the other colors, you know, would have been. However, I did really enjoy the inclusion of the mattes. I particularly liked Warm and Cozy Hands. Right, yes, Warm and Cozy Hands, which is that brown there. I really liked this one also, which is Late Spring. That's a really beautiful shimmery matte. I didn't get so much use out of the middle shade, which is Falling For You, because that's more of a like burgundy shimmer. However, I did use it in a few eyeshadow looks and I did like it. It's just not something that I would gravitate towards. It does look a lot like the one that I'm wearing at the moment. This one is from Stylander, not this one. Overall, I found that the shades were really easy to use. So pigmentation, apart from that middle one, was as expected, and they were easy to blend out. It's a very easy palette to use for beginners. So if you really like the look of this and you feel like these colors are your cup of tea, it is one that I recommend. Maybe not from YesStyle, because I feel like that's a bit more expensive than other places. However, it is $19 US on the Etude House website, so the conversion seems around about right, which is a bit sad. That's quite expensive for such a little palette. But I'll put some options down below, including where I bought them from, which is from Beauty Box Korea, actually. Yeah, I just checked on Beauty Box Korea. It's still around about, it's listed as 18 US, but it's discounted to 14 US. So I assume that I paid about, oh, that'll be just under $20 in New Zealand dollars for this palette, which is definitely better than $30 in New Zealand. That would be a lot. So I guess it depends on how much you like the packaging. For me, I think that this is really pretty. Like, this is definitely packaging that I really like, so that makes it a little bit more worth it to me. However, I think it's, yeah, it's a bit more on the expensive side just because it's in the Heart Blossom collection. However, like I said before, it is really beautiful, easy to use, and all of the colors go beautifully together, so you can make a wide variety of looks with just the one palette. There's not like one weird shade that stands out that doesn't fit in with the rest. They all work super well together. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you in the next one.